The just concluded two-day 2024 edition of the Lead the Future conference, which focused on the theme Strategic Positioning, Leadership and Competitiveness in an Era of Disruption, served as an opportunity to broaden conversations on transforming Nigeria through innovation, strategic leadership, and enterprise development. The conference convener, Mr. Bright Ukwenga, described the event as a platform to empower people to lead the future of their respective industries and emerge as catalysts for change in the country.
When you hear the phrase lead the future, all right, the simple implication of that, there are two sides to it. The first one is the leadership angle. The second one is the visionary angle. That's the future, all right? And so what we are expecting is that in the years to come, in the years following, you will be driving change at such a level that you are leading your industry, not just your organizations, all right? You are leading the future of that industry. If you are in healthcare, you're leading the future of healthcare. If you are in fintech, you're leading the future of fintech. If you are in whatever industry, whatever organization you might find yourself today, you should be leading the future of that industry.
Given his remarks at the conference, the special guest of honor, Oba Abulwasiu Omogbolahan, Lawal, the 15th Oniru of Iruland, commended the organizers and believed it served as a forum to equip leaders to anticipate and drive change.
I commend the organizers of the Lead the Future Conference for their foresight and commitment to empowering the next generation of transformational leaders, a mission that aligns with our collective aspiration for a prosperous and thriving Nigeria. The theme of this conference, Strategic Positioning, Leadership and Competitiveness in an Era of Disruption, is both timely and crucial. We live in a world marked by rapid technological advancement, shifting economic tides, and societal changes that demand leaders who are proactive, adaptive, and visionary. This conference serves as a vital platform to explore strategies, share insights, and equip leaders with the necessary competencies to anticipate and drive change. Leadership is the engine of progress in any society. Nations that thrive, even amidst uncertainties, do so because of leaders who understand the importance of resilience, collaboration, and long-term thinking. By bringing together thought leaders, industry veterans, and ambitious professionals, this conference plays a significant role in shaping conversations that drive national development and societal advancement.
Accomplished business leaders, technocrats, and experts gave various presentations and engaged in fireside chats covering topical issues from future-ready skills for the future-ready workforce, building systems that scale businesses, ethical leadership, strategic positioning for marketplace dominance, public sector perspectives in workforce and leadership development, balancing the profitability and sustainability equation, and women in leadership, bridging the gender diversity gap. It also featured a career and business mentoring session facilitated by experts and business consultants. The special guest of honor and some speakers at the event shared their views on the value of the Lead the Future conference to national development.
This conference is coming at a time before its time. You understand? We're speaking French. We're saying things that people don't really understand until they really understand it. So we're talking into the future. And this is very exciting times. And these are exactly the kind of things that we need to push people ahead. The earlier you get information ahead of the crowd, the better for you.
The assumptions that you tested and worked for you yesterday might be obsolete today. So, because we're in a very changing, frugal, business environment. So one of the major requirements for success over a long period of time is continuous learning.
I think it's a great platform for young professionals, young entrepreneurs who want to start on their leadership journey, who are already on their leadership journey, to just come and hear from people who are walking that journey. Some people have attained on that journey. Some people are barely scratching the surface, but always hearing opinions. We don't know it all, and knowledge is not you can't gain knowledge in silos. So I think having the Lead the Future conference is really about preparing yourself for the leadership skills that the world needs tomorrow.
What I think about the conference is, one, it will be able to address certain challenges, give certain insights that are challenges to leaders in organizations. Not just top leadership in this case, but middle level leadership. What does it mean to lead? When an organization's goals and objectives are shared, what does it mean to drive that? What does it mean to monitor that amongst your team members? How do you ensure that the key metrics that the organization wants are actually achieved and realized?
Ethics is important, and it's important for not only the leaders, but also the followers. And so I think the first thing is really around creating a culture, either in our private lives or in our public lives, in our companies, in our ministries. We must create a culture that fosters and promotes ethical decision making.
In Lagos State, we recognize the fact that leaders of today need to shape the future, because how do they lead those that are coming behind them? So we are very heavy on capacity building. We're very heavy on digital training. We recognize the fact that it's a VUCA world, so we need to digitalize. So most of our processes are being digitalized, and we're also training our officers to be open, doing way of skill. We are reskilling some in order to meet the future needs.
I have to give kudos to the convener, Brad UK and his team, on this Lead the Future conference. It's a conference that's supposed to be happening yearly, and we also want to appeal to other Nigerians that have the future in mind, that we are currently working seriously on how we can have transformative leaders that will be activist leaders that will come today and make the necessary changes. And with the participants that came today, I'm very, very proud of them. And I'm sure by the time this conference is over, they will be better leaders. And even the business owners, the people that are aspiring to be in public service, a lot will be achieved for us. I mean, if everyone can be doing bits and pieces, we will get to that promised land.
If there's anybody that I know has got the information, the capacity, and then the will I say revelation when it comes to leadership, Bright UK comes very top on the list. And I must encourage all of you to try check him up and then try and listen to some of the things that he has done. Read his books. I think he has about 4 or 5 books right now. Read his books, and then you'll be able to capture his mind. And then for all of those who are looking for mentors or coaches, he comes highly recommended. Google him, find out about him, and then connect with him.
Participants at the event gave their feedback on the impact of the event.
I've been inspired by a lot by the speakers, especially Mr. Nei Adesanyam. And I think going forward that it will play a great role in my professional career.
I think for me the highlight was learning what networking was not or is not. I mean, over time we had this idea and notion about what networking should be, but we didn't know that there was something called what networking is not, and I learned all of that yesterday. So I think it was a brilliant one. I mean, it was very transformative. It's something that I would put to use as I'm going back to my workplace. I have a lot that I've learned, and I'm very eager to also put that out to my team members.
I cannot quantify what I have learned here, because I've been in management for a very long time. Because I believe with what I have that I've made, but with what I see here, I think I can double or triple what my effort in the office, achieved a lot of things without much effort in terms of physical effort, based on the experience of what we have learned here.
The general conference as a whole, the quality of speakers, reputation of speakers as well, I think is super salient to touch on and to note, because people came with wealth of experience, and it was nice to hear people share and at least take questions so that people could get some issues resolved in their own careers and stuff. Yeah.
It's been a packed 2-day event. The speakers and facilitators have, unpacked and delved into several areas of career, areas of leadership. I mean, we've gone as far as talking about ESG, talking about inclusion and strategies to become a better leader. And from the theme of the, our program, Lead the Future. I think after going through this particular experience, I think I'm ready to lead the future, as it were.
It's a lot of think through that you need to go through before you come to a position where you say, okay, so I know where I'm going. So it's a lot of eye-opening for the mentees, and I'm very glad I could be of help to them.
We spoke mainly about two things, which I think is very important for career and for business, and that's leadership. And in leadership, of course, you have to have integrity, you have to have discipline for you to be able to sustain leadership. And but more important than even leadership is personal leadership, which is really, really about your personal integrity and, of course, discipline. And leadership of others is about solving people's problems. If you can solve people's problems, then they will follow you. And it's the same thing with business. It's the same thing with career. So career leadership, business leadership is about solving problems. So it's about doing, not about just talking about it. And the second thing we spoke about in our session is relationship. Relationship is very, very key. And it's just not relationship with, so it's relationship in two ways, those ahead of you and those under you. So you need to be able to actually nurture those two relationships, because the people ahead of you, they can give you assets, they can give you resources. The people under you, they can give you their time, they can give you their sweat. So you have to be able to actually know which and which. I mean, you have to nurture both, but different times you need them. And even sometimes, the same time, for you to be able to build a successful career and a successful business, you need these relationships.
There are 4 things they need to consider if they want to disrupt in this age. Number 1 is leadership. They should pay attention to growing themselves and become leaders that is worthy of emulation. Number 2, they should embrace technology, because technology is what gives you speed. The third one is building systems around whatever they do, because that's what secures the future for you. And finally, never work alone, work with people.
For the convener, Lead the Future Conference, Mr. Bright Ukwenga, this is designed to reposition Nigeria as a competitive economy with a skilled workforce, forward-thinking entrepreneurs, and dynamic business leaders.
For us, this is not a one-off. It's an ongoing conversation, right? We have other programs like we talked about today, the Leadership Mastery Circle, which is a group coaching for executive teams, management teams. We also have the Transformational Leadership Masterclass. These expressions are to help equip leaders, on an ongoing basis. We also intend that this conference will continue. And the goal is for everyone who follows us on this journey as we play the long game, because we're not just thinking about what we have done today, we're looking at what, becomes of people in the long run. As many people who journey with us, right, they will be strategically positioned to lead, to drive change, right, wherever they find themselves. That's basically what we're looking at. We want to ensure that the next crop of leaders, both in the private and public sectors, are emerging from here. But it's not about them just emerging from here, but ensuring that they have what it takes to lead the change that we all truly want. We've been talking about change, and we want to ensure that the next crop of people who emerge from here will be able to bring about that transformational leadership that we're looking at. That transformation, we are looking at true leadership. And really, that's the hope. That's the hope. That's maybe why some of us are still in this country and we've not jackpot.
With the advent of digital technology shaping the global economy, Nigeria, Africa's most populous nation, has the opportunity to position as a country by creating the right policy environment that engenders innovation, capacity building, strategic leadership, investments in skills, and a public-private partnership that prepares for the future. The Lead the Future Conference is a welcome development and part of the initiatives that should be encouraged as it helps to transform the socio-economic landscape.